Yep, that's right. I go by Boko and 2 now. Well, it looks like EU5 is now fully out. And because this game takes a very long time to play, I think a time-lapse had it about 18 hours to reach endgame on 5 speed. I've come up with an amazing video idea where I will go ahead and play through EU5 to the end date. I've seen loads of videos online already on YouTube and stuff of people claiming to go to the end date. Not a single person goes anywhere near the end date. Now, you may notice, I think the majority of EU5 videos you're going to see are probably going to end around like the 1500s, because I think that's probably where they should end. But today I am going to take this bad boy right on to the end and see if, now that we're on the full public release of EU5, my criticisms of the game are any different, if I have any new ones, and potentially if I'm going to keep playing this game. Now, I've tried out a few nations, and you may also notice that I sound incredibly sick right now. I am. It's actually going to be pretty funny because I'm going to be recording this over multiple days, so potentially I could sound completely different at the end of this video. But I've been trying out a whole bunch of different nations, trying to figure out who I'd want to really play for, endgame in EU5, and I've noticed a few things, a few caveats with nations throughout the game, so I'll quickly lay them out. Small nations, not very fun. Specifically in a game where I'm going to be waiting around a lot, there's a lot of waiting around to do as small nations that particularly I don't potentially want to do. I think maybe if I was going for just a shorter game, sure, it'd be nice to have that bit of initial slowdown. But for what we're doing today, not particularly. Now, big nations as well, also not that fun for what we're going to be doing today because they're just a bit too easy. And the way specifically I like to have fun in EU5, I don't think I should be trusted with a big nation because the chaos is just going to be never ending, and I reckon I might quit around 1600. So instead, what we're looking for today is a nice medium-sized nation. I do the Ottomans, but obviously we already did those in our pre-release video. I instead want to go ahead and give a game to the Papal States. That's right, PayPal wallets out for my boy Benedictus. And I think our boy Benedictus is probably going to be exactly what we need to take this to end game. There's a lot of strife at the beginning of the game for the Pope, and I'll explain why. You see, the biggest headache we have as the Pope is not that we're in a horrible position. In fact, we make tons of money because Catholics love to pay the clergy to me. No, the issue with the Pope is that this money is essentially pointless for us because our capital isn't in Rome. Our capital is locked over to Avignon. And you see, you may be wondering, what the hell's wrong with playing in Avignon? Your capital's there, but sure, you got all this land over here in Pope territory. Well, that comes down to a little thing we have called control, a brand new feature for EU5 to slow down that early game progression. You see, our control being as high as possible means we get the most benefit out of this province, which is good, but we don't want to invest over in Avignon for a multitude of reasons. But just to hold that for a second, it does make all of our land over here a lot less worthwhile. You see, if I was to go ahead and build up Rome, it would all be for nothing for the simple fact we only have a maximum control currently of 36%, meaning we get all these fun negatives right here to this state. And that is the highest control one we have over in Rome. If you go further out, you can see obviously we get even less control, which makes it even more worthwhile. Obviously, the horrible part about this is where the majority of our pop is going to be. So whilst we do have Avignon over here, it has a decent amount of pop, not a lot, 63,000. We don't want to invest too much in it over here because we want to move our capital out of it. Now here's the fun thing, you might be asking, well, why don't you just move out of Avignon immediately so that you get your control over in Rome, because your capital is where the max control will always be. Oh shucks, well, the developers thought about that because we've got this thing called the Western Schism, which means I can't move my capital out of Rome. And if you don't know specifically why at the start, for some reason you're playing the Pope, that's because I have a fun thing hidden in my estate. See, right here you can see I would not be able to move my capital for one because I don't have 824 gold. But on top of that, there's also a hidden modifier not allowing me to move my capital. Can you spot it? Can you see it? It's actually down here in the clergy. French cardinals. This blocks us from moving our capital. And as you can see, if I was to just immediately remove that, it would cost 216 stability. It is a lot easier to get that lower and actually just manually remove this little privilege for this estate. But here's a fun thing. I've experimented with that. You see, I got it down to around like 150 stability, which was enough for me to actually go ahead and remove it. Sure, I went to like minus 90 stability, even lower than that, I think. But that did allow me to move my capital over to Rome super early. But because we got the situation where the Western Schism pops up, which is actually what, you know, determines who's the right pope over here and the pope in Avignon, because that situation was bugged when I played it and France would always win it no matter what, the French just went ahead, won the Western Schism, and moved my capital back to Avignon. So then I could still move my capital after that, but I think at that point in time it cost around 1,500 to move my capital, so I had to spend 1,500 to move it, moved back to Avignon, then spend another 1,500 to move it back again. You know, I got a lot of gripes with this game, and I think they're going to come out today in this video. It's going to be a long one, and you can already see I'm just going to do stuff, and I'm going to explain a lot of the gameplay of EU5 as best I can, because a lot of people still think it's overly complex. It's not. So first off, in our research queue, you can already see we've got the majority of the research done, and also I hate the fact you have to scroll out of this damn thing. Let me just zoom out further, for the love of Jeebus. I mean, actually, literally, for the love of Jeebus, let me zoom out, please. I'm the Pope! So in terms of what we actually want to go for here with the Pope, honestly, at the start, not a lot really matters too much. In here, there are some nice stuff like institution growth, 20%, but we're going to get the institution pop anyway. Then we have cultural tradition. Not too useful for the Pope, actually, but the Diplo capacity definitely is. I think I just instinctively went for that one, though, because down here, we do get ourselves a stability investment, and we are going to need a lot of stability this game. If you think there's no mana in this game, you are incorrect. Stability is my mana today. Same with Diplo to a smaller degree. And yeah, this is why I wanted to play the Pope, by the way, because if you were to play anyone else, Milan, Florence in Italy, you can get away with just doing a lot of Diplo vassalizing at the start of the game. You can't do that as the Pope because for whatever reason, I am considered a different government type, which is just not allowed apparently. Now, obviously, we are a different government type. I'm a theocracy, but I don't know why that'd be minus 25 for Diplo vassalizing, obviously, but sure, why not? Now, the rest of our initial setup here, and I know I'm talking a lot at the beginning here, I will slow this down a little bit. We just want to look at anyone we can ally. At the start, there's really not going to be a lot we can do, and I am just going to go ham on Italy as soon as I can while we still have the pop before, well, you know, before that happens, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of death in the old papal lands, but there's not anyone particularly I want to ally. I'm just going to go ahead and get Savoy, though, up here, and then I think, who's this? French Comte? They're not going to be too useful, but it's just nice to have some friends, you know? Now, another thing with the Pope is we do have 2 cabinet seats, not that many at the start of the game, and there's not specifically anything I want to go ahead and do with them. I'm gonna be real, we don't have a lot that really benefits at the moment. We could do max control in Rome at all times, and that will give us a little bit more control and make the province a little bit more worthwhile. We also want to find a nice middle ground who our cabinet actually are here. Whilst this guy, you know, he's got some good admin and Diplo right there. He is 77, and I guarantee he's going to be a waste of money. So we'll go with someone a bit more middle grounded. You know, actually, we'll go with someone super young right there. 46 duckies for this guy, and he'll just do his job for the longest of times here, which means I have less to worry about. Then we've also got this guy over here, efficient administrator, very young, but he does have that good Diplo right there, so we're going to get him as well. And then I think we'll just go ahead and look what, you know, obviously he's going to be best in, which is his Diplo power, and we can see what Diplo stuff we have right here. You know, I was thinking of either doing a bit of assimilation, because we do have a little bit of culture that's not ours, but it's not really worthwhile. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and get diplomatic endeavors, and he'll be really good at that. Well done, my little Elias Pierogi. That's what we're going to be doing at the start here. Our trade, I'm just going to automate trade. Don't have to worry about that. We'll put the balance on automate for a second, then undo it, and then I'll just lock if there's anything specific I don't like. I usually just keep these guys automated, and that's it. Maybe Diplo and stability. Boom. And here comes the fun part of the game, building. Did you know there's stuff to build in this game? Now, like I said, I want to just go ahead and clarify to a lot of people who think this game's overly deep. It has got its deep mechanics, but you really, I think, get lost in the UI, which probably makes this a little bit more difficult for you to just quickly understand what you need to be doing at the start of the game, throughout your game, and when things aren't happening. So honestly, I think if you're going to play a nation for the first time hanging about, maybe playing the Pope's pretty good. You don't have to worry about money, but sure, the buildings you build are going to be pretty much useless, but you can future-proof a little bit here. You can actually go to your buildings tab and see what makes money, but don't fall for the old trick of saying, oh, the Tailors Guild, that'll make loads of money. No, it won't. See, Tailors Guild is only going to make money if you have pops to actually work in it. Currently, we only had 100 people free there, so that Tailors Guild will probably do pretty well. But if I was just to spam them, yep, look at that. Minus 200 pops right there. No one's working in it. So I think a lot of people were getting lost and confused as to why they're putting stuff down and not making money. There you go. That combined with your control is what's making you not make money. Build in places with pops and that has loads of control. Now, there are loads of different things that can raise control. There's not a lot that we can do at the start of the game to do that, and we just kind of have to tank through the low control at the start. But it does get better later on, I hope. That's what I've heard. I haven't made it that far yet. Now, like I said, I am going to be doing a lot of stabbing today. Lot of stability destroying, because we just want to go ahead and get all of Italy as far as we can see under our control, which is going to require a bit of warfare. I don't know how long this video already is, but we're still in 1337. I'm pausing from here on out. I'm not. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh yeah, I also have some government possible reforms. I know I just said I'm not gonna pause again, but we can have a quick look at what we've got here. Conciliatory is actually really good for us. We're gonna be doing a lot of expansion. So moving towards there is probably pretty good for us, and we get the Diplo rep and the Diplo capacity from it. So we're gonna take that, obviously. And obviously, our crown power's really low at the moment. I'd love to explain that to you, but it's not worthwhile. We need to look at what we want here, though. And honestly, nothing here is too great. I'm going to take a quick look at traditionalists. And, yep, that's going to put our embrace institution cost up to 80%. But we're going to take it, I think. Oh, yeah, we're also going to get common militias for our commoners' estate as well. Gives us a bit more peasant levies and levy combat ability. And we actually allow said peasants to have weapons. Now, that also means that we have to build more weapons, or more weapons need to be available in our market, but at the moment we don't have to worry too much, because eventually I'm going to make my own market in Rome, but we want to go ahead and wait a little bit because we don't have a lot of food at the moment. At least we won't if I make my own market, especially because our capital is stuck over in Avignon. So they have updated the AI a whole bunch. They do a lot of early wars now. I've seen it drop off pretty hard around the 1500s, and there you go. We also get ourselves our first situation to which we cannot do anything with it. Yep, we got ourselves a bit of flavor, and guess what? It's worthless. You see, because we're on the Pope side, there's nothing we can do other than just destroy people on the other side, which is obviously what we are going to do, because I don't want to stay in your stinking HRE, Ludwig. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to no-CB Urbino over here for 25 stability. I've got 31 right now, and that's just sitting in the bank, so might as well use it. And we can raise ourselves up to 7.6k levies, and that's a lot for the Pope. We're not going to raise the ones in Avignon and in Naples, because we have a little province down here, obviously, because how are they getting to the front line? Yeah, we're going to aim for as much vassal swarming as possible, but also we want to go ahead and, there's a 100 Years' War as well. We want to destroy the people who are on the side of the Emperor here in this stupid event. Now, as soon as we can call our papal parliament, because because everyone has a parliament at the start of this game, as far as I'm aware. That's just shemmick in itself. We will get ourselves another casus belli, but that is going to be in 29 months. So we've got a little bit of long time of a wait here between this and the next war. But there we go. The Pope has, I was going to say fired in anger. We don't have guns. I have stabbed in anger, and we're just going to go ahead now and get ourselves our first vassal. We are going to get ourselves a lot of vassals today. See, obviously, early game, it does make sense, both in a historical context and in a game context, to get ourselves loads of vassals. One, we don't have to worry about control. If we just take this right up, it would be at 0 control, just like Albino actually has it right there. Their own province is at 0 control, and obviously their capital is at a pretty decent control, but the provinces around it, not so much. So obviously, it would also be at 0 control if we owned it. So we might as well just bite the bullet here, get them as a puppet. Later on, we will have a better sense of control, and we can actually have the province be worthwhile. But as a vassal, they are way more worthwhile to us at the start of the game. So like I said, I want to explain the details in depth of what you're going to be doing in your game, and I think at the start, when you're not fighting, a lot of what you're going to be doing, I'm going to be real, it's just sat in the construction menu. We're going to be building quite a bit, even though I said it's not 100% worthwhile to build as the Pope at the start, but whilst we do have pops available, we will expand, and currently we've got loads of peasants, so we're going to expand the RGO. And you may be wondering, oh my god, what's the point of doing that? You have no laborers, you just, well, here's the thing, all right, pops promote. Peasants will promote into laborers eventually. I think we can even have a cabinet position to promote people in the province, which is what we want. The peasants are cool and all, and they do have weapons now, so let's not say anything bad about them. But you know, it sure would be cooler if you guys instead got out of being a peasant and got into the saffron mine. One thing as well, we want to future-proof, not by building a whole bunch over here. We do have good control in Rome at the moment because of our cabinet guy, but we do want to future-proof our food first before we get into building a whole bunch of buildings over here. Now, food's definitely not even going to be an issue you're even going to notice for the most part, unless you've kind of gone incredibly wrong in your campaign, or you've made your own market where you will actually go ahead in your balance have to buy more food, which is going to cost you a lot and be surprising if you're not prepared for it. As such, we're going to build up our food producing RGOs, and then down here as well, our laborers can build granaries. These will make even more food capacity. So yeah, that's like the two places we're going to be focusing on. Obviously, Avignon, that's our most control, but Rome should get up to like halfway, which is not perfect, but it'll be good enough, I guess, for us to try and build it up a bit. You know, in fact, because we're making so much money, I might as well not even tax the burghers or my estates, just so that these estates, specifically the burghers, may actually end up building more buildings. And again, actually, I'm gonna keep taxing the nobility though, because I don't want them to get too powerful. I may as well also improve my opinion with a lot of people. You can get yourself alliances if you're lucky with Aragon and Naples. Naples is a little bit indecisive with their alliance, so it likes to stab you in the back by destroying it every 5 minutes, but sometimes they do stick around. And since I have Diplo mana just kind of sat there, might as well spend it by improving a bit of relations around here. Oh yeah, I'm also playing on like the 2D map. I think I actually prefer this over the 3D map. I think because I got used to having to play on this when the game was constantly crashing in pre-release. Now I can't look at the game any other way. Oh yeah, also anyway, we're sending a whole bunch of priests over to Yuan. Good luck, boys. Let me know what you find over there in the void. As you can see over in Avignon now, if you go to your demographics tab on a province, click on a province, click on demographics. Over here you can look at our promotion. You can see a whole bunch of peasants are now promoting into laborers. In fact, I think some people are also demoting potentially into laborers because there's a brand new saffron mine to play in. Yep, into the field, boy. Get your pickaxe. If you dig in the ground enough, you get yourself a bit of saffron. Now also theoretically, as we play, as you notice, we get ourselves a whole bunch of money from the Catholic Church. This should technically disappear as people switch from Catholicism in Europe. Only issue with that is last time I checked is the Reformation in this game is pitifully weak. Obviously, a lot of people don't know that because no one's made it that far in the game for the most part. But I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about losing a lot of money off the bat. But during the schism, this is going to disappear. Some of that money will go to France. Now, for what we are actually going to be building, we're going to get ourselves a whole bunch of scriptoriums over in Rome. I think it's one of the resources that you actually need the most of in the game. Books are an endless supply of need for us. You also need just a metric ton of them later on in the game, especially even right now. If you wanted to go ahead and put down a library, which we can't do at the moment, but there goes 5 prestige. These require books, and obviously, if you're building require book, me need book. Wait, can I actually put a library down already? I just don't have enough book in the Naples market, which is another reason you want to go ahead and make your own market at some point. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but because this works on like the Vicky 2 system, where the #1 GP in the market will be the #1 most powerful person in the market, if they're having books and I'm building books, they're going to be using them first over me, which is why to really control your market, just go ahead, become ruler of it, because otherwise you're just going to be at the behest of everyone else in it. Oh yeah, speaking of which, by the way, already up to like 25 stability, so I'm going to go ahead and spend some stability mana on, I think, destroying Siena there. Do they have any allies? Oh, they got one ally. They got Pistoia. Who are these guys up there? I reckon I could get this done, and for 25 stability, I'm going to do it. Realize I've got myself one hell of a general here. We've got Capitano Gabriano Loredano. He is a accomplished sailor. Now, unfortunately for you, my friend, in a way, a whole bunch of peasant levies. That's essentially a boat, right? Oh, Capitano, I do not understand how to steer the boat. It appears to have legs. You ready for the wild goose chase that is fighting the AI in this game, though? Because trying to actually follow those armies, trying to get stack wipe, just impossible. So usually, I'll just leave them, let them just go off into the wilderness. Oh, there you go, actually. Just got myself an alliance with Aragon. I will definitely take that. They're pretty powerful, right? I'm sure they can get up to a whole bunch that'll help us out. Here's something that's just really funny, by the way. We can go crusade into Anatolia. It's super easy to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and say yeah. We're going to go deal with that in a bit, though. We're going to wait until we've finished off Siena. Oh, in fact, I think the AI has already gone to town with it. They're already landing over there, and if you don't know what this is, we essentially just go fight a few of the Beyliks over there, and yeah, I don't think I need to even help. So not only do we get Siena there, we also get the 2 little vassal people they brought in, the Pistoia up here, and then also these guys, Cortona, which I'm already looking pretty damn good. Let's go over to Anatolia. Venice is having themselves one hell of a fun little crusade over there. They're doing a little bit of sieging. They got themselves the fort down here as well, and I think we could just immediately actually piece these guys out if we wanted to, but I do want to convert them to Christianity, obviously. In fact, I could go over there and get myself a bit of war school, which I have done a few of my games before, and just got myself a whole bunch of puppets over here. I think I even did it in the Bow multiplayer game. I played as the Pope because that's why I was kind of testing a few things, and it's pretty funny, but we're not going to do that in this game. So we're just going to unleash the hound of our war, Venice, to have fun over there. Oh, look at that. They also won a battle, and I mean that's pretty good for us, I imagine. What's funny is they're actually transferring the ownership over to these guys to me, so I could just, yeah, there you go. I'm going to get myself a vassal over here. Why not? It's actually funny as well, because I think the Ottomans do get an event to get them as a vassal, so that kind of blocks them for a little bit of expansion. Oh, you know what? Also, speaking of which, let's go ahead and take on the debt of the Byzantines there, just so that, you know, we got the extra money hanging about. We're actually going to help them out, so that the Ottomans don't get an easy ride. Ooh, an alliance with Hungary. Haven't seen that one before. Definitely going to take it, though. Hungary does start off pretty damn powerful. So do Naples, like I said. So having them as a friend, definitely handy for our cause. Now, I don't want to give any of this land over to Venice because they're occupying it, not transferring it like the other guys to me, because obviously later on I think I'm probably going to destroy Venice. So I'm just going to force these guys to convert to Catholicism. Realistically, it's not going to mean anything, but I will also go ahead and I could dismantle their fort. But that's just going to make whoever invades them, you know, have a bit of an easier time because they do have a fort over here compared to a lot of the people. So I'd much rather them, you know, stay how they are, and we just do the meme of making them turn to Catholicism. There you go. And I'll take eight gold. Not that I think I currently need it. Anyway, time to have Parliament in Avignon, to which I will then go ahead, ask for a casus belli. Who do I want to invade? Do I want to take out Florence immediately? I think that would make sense. They got no friends and no bitches. So I'll take the free casus belli. Thank you very much, Parliament. And demand for a new monastery. We'll do that, and that'll get us back full support in the Parliament again. Then we'll ask for larger levies, and then support for traditionalist ideas. Why not? That'll get us back to full support. Oh yeah, I guess I have to explain Parliament now. Here's one of the few things you're going to be doing in your downtime. Parliament, the most important thing you can do in your Parliament is obviously if you want to go ahead and have the actual issue pass that you have called your Parliament for, you're going to need support for it. You can get more support by doing the agendas down here, but also you can make requests from your Parliament like larger levies. This is going to be the most meta thing for you in your game. Also, of course, fabricate casus belli. This will give you a free casus belli every 59 months. Very handy, very useful, but I'm also already up to 22 stability, so I could have just no CP'd again, I guess. But anyway, Florence is cringe. Now, I guess you're kind of already seeing the very fast way that expansion is still possible in this game. As long as you know what you're doing, you really ain't gonna fall behind the AI. I think actually playing either Milan or obviously Florence is probably gonna be the easiest bet for you in Italy, though, if you want to have yourself, I guess, a really easy time, because Florence can actually just do what I said with the diplo-vassalizing. A lot of people are a lot more happy to become their vassal because they're not going to be a different government type, especially when there are a lot of republics over in Italy, because yeah, the majority of people over in Italy are actually just republics, so getting them vassalized, super easy, but you do need to bear in mind they are on the other side of the gulpy giblets. Oh yeah, if you want to make your cabinet guys even better, by the way, you can also promote them to head of the cabinet, and look at that, that went up to 75% more efficient. Very cool, very awesome, saucy. Oh, I didn't think about this, but if you want to know how long this is going to take me, I should have probably put this in at the start, but I'm currently at 42.1 hours playtime in the game. Sure, I think I've been recording for like an hour or so. So, I mean, we could reckon 41 hours that I've started it. We'll see where I end up at the end of this. Yes, my favorite thing about playing EU5, when nothing's happening, I get to play cookie clicker. And there we get ourselves another vassal. You can see on the map already, look how big we are getting with our little vassal swarm. It is only going to get bigger, though. And also, if you're wondering, like, the antagonism situation, I'll just unpause right here. I mean, am I worried about this? No. Half of these people, people in Anatolia, you know, I think they got their own issues to worry about over there. You know, EU5 has more events than EU4 did at its end point. You get such fun events like +1 sailor. I think that's one of the big grievances I have with this game is there's just not a lot of flavor for a lot of nations. Obviously, that's a Paradox game DLC thing. Yeah, that is going to come with time, and it does hurt though. I think as a nation, especially if I'm playing single player on my own, which you probably don't see a lot for these videos. Now, I don't want to, you know, out myself here, but I like to get in character when I play single player. Get into the mind, have a bit of LARP, and you know, have myself a bit of an RP time. Yeah, now I ain't saying alright that I hop on, you know, a game at EU5 or any Paradox game in that time, in my own time, and, you know, I'm there in full RP getup. You know, I've got my little hat on. I'm dressed as a furry. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I do like to try and, you know, play around with history. And I like to get into the mindset of potentially what would be going on at the time and have potentially an enemy in the game that would be historically relevant or something like that. I think you can understand where I'm going from. I like to get into the game. But shucks, man, you know, I can get into it in Hoi 4. I can get it into CK3. I can really get into it into like Vic 2 specifically. But man, whenever I play EU5, I just don't feel that. I think it's because the AI just isn't to the par that I want it, where it will consolidate a region, become a bit of a historical enemy. I mean, obviously the game is supposed to be completely unrailroaded for the most part, at least at this iteration. I'm assuming later on that may change because playing in the sandbox isn't very fun. I mean, I'm assuming some people really like the sandbox, but boy, I wish there were a few toys in here for me to play around with, because oh boy, so far it's a hell of a lot of sand. I think next up, once again, my stability mana is looking pretty damn good, so I might as well spend it. I reckon I'm gonna go in on Pisa, and they're currently allied with Upper Bavaria. Do I think I should be worried? Nah. I think after Pisa, we might take a little bit of time off from conquering just to focus inwards a little bit. That antagonism, I guess, is, I'd say, getting high, but it might be high after this. I don't consider it high right now. There's also multiple reasons why I also want to slow down after this. It's not just the antagonism. It's because I reckon pretty soon we're going to have a little thing called the Black Death, and our levy count is going to half. Oh, and there you go. I got myself an alliance with Castile as well. Got ourselves some pretty powerful friends. Yeah, I think I already broke my alliance over with the Hungarians, so do we have one with, I think we've still got what? No, we lost our one with Aragon as well, so we only have one friend. It's Castile, which I'll take. Yeah, the AI isn't very loyal when it comes to alliances. They're going to break them as quickly as they make them. Is that one of my vassals up there? Have they actually gone to siege down Bavaria? Well, okay, nice. And there it goes, a Black Death. This is potentially where your game is really going to start in EU5. Took 500 days. We got the siege of Pisa down. The Bavarians did bring their army all the way to Rome. Got destroyed. That was great. My vassals are still just hanging about up there. What are you guys doing? And we shall add them to the vassal swarm. Well, the Black Death has come and it has gone. We've also lost 444,000 people from it, which is great. Yeah, it could be a lot worse though. I could be France right now. Yep, their pop has literally been cut in half. I mean, so has mine, theoretically, yeah. But at the same time, though, 3 million sounds a lot more than 444,000. Anyway, time to celebrate by declaring another war, this time on Lucca. Yeah, I said I was going to stop, but that was just a straight up lie. I'm going to be real with you here. Well, after declaring, Pope died. Now we've got ourselves the man with the most scariest eyebrows in the world. This is actually just our region until we pick a new Pope. I gotta wait till someone vapes into the chimney to figure out who it is, though. Earlier, I said there's not really anything you can do with the situation with the goofs and the giblets or whatever, but you can request aid if you are fighting someone on the other side, and I think the Emperor's in. So I just called Naples in because they're on our side, and I can also support Salzburg if I want to. I don't need Naples' help, but I guess it's hopefully going to speed up this very slow siege. Our building expansion is going to be pretty bleak for a little bit. Obviously, we just lost a whole bunch of pops, so there's not a lot of people to work, unfortunately. Okay, we have officially, in 1353, only 20 years of gameplay, by the way, hit 5 speed, and oh boy, I'm just realizing how long this is going to take to do if I don't start 5 speeding a bit more. Like I said, there's not too much for you to really do or be focusing on for the most part. I only have 2 council members and there's still nothing really better for them to be doing at the moment. As soon as my capital gets moved over to Rome though, that's where things will get a bit better for us to actually do something. But for now, we are gonna have to wait. We're actually at the point now where my vassals are managing to get the majority of the conquering done for me, which means I get to enjoy 5 speed a lot more. Just to show you a little bit of what the gameplay loop actually is in the game, the mechanics that you actually will be making use of in your downtime. In that war, I actually went ahead, I took the land directly, which means I can now show you how you will play the game if you're still struggling with this. So we've taken land. We then want to go ahead, find in this big old menu the integrate province button. We will then begin to work on integrating that land. That is just like coring in EU4, except it's not, because you won't get a core, but you will eventually. So integrate first. This is going to take a very long time. It doesn't help that this guy isn't very good at integration. I think it may actually be time to switch him out, even though he was really good at Diplo. So I'm just going to go ahead and exile him to Hungary. There you go. And we'll get someone who's a little bit better at everything overall. Like Giles over here, he's got great mill, but then after we're done integrating, he's got a lot of other good stats there, so we'll get him in charge. But then after you've integrated a state, you're not fighting anymore or anything like that. You can then work on obviously expanding. If you've got spare laborers or pops around not doing anything, you can expand them. If you want to make more money, you get a building down that'll make you more money if you have the pops to go in there. So there you have your building, you have your cabinet. I guess later on you might also have to worry about your estates a bit more, probably whittling down a few of the things that they have that you don't want them to have because of their power. You also get yourself laws as well, which you unlock through your tech, and that is a whole issue in itself, in my opinion. I think the tech is absolutely cooked in so many different ways. First off, please, for the love of God, let me scroll all the way out to look at it. Second off, I hate the fact that this game is just hiding so much of the tech because it is just modifiers. It is pure modifiers for the most part, and then hidden in between the text is something useful like peasant levy. I don't think it's very fun to, you know, go through your game and then just have to siphon through all of these modifiers to find something that potentially might be useful. Whereas it is, of course, way more exciting to see that you've unlocked a Mediterranean galley than, I don't know, something as fun as expected cost of court minus 1%. I understand this is a scaling thing. Eventually, you're going to have enough of these techs that this will matter. But right now, it doesn't feel like this matters. Now you've gone through what you're building in your downtime, your cabinet action, and your tech. There's nothing really else for you to work on in the downtime in this game. And that is my original point in my first video, saying there is not a lot to do. Some people went ham, was like, well, you're automating everything. How could you say that? I'm not automating a damn thing bar trade. I don't think trade is very fun in this game. If it's the one thing that I automate and you completely, that would change my game if I was sat here clicking the buttons, endlessly making sure that I have what I need, which the AI already does at its own pace. Would this game be more fun? No, I'd never unpause. So what happens is, once you get the ball rolling and the snowball's happening, guess what? The game just turns into cookie clicker. All I'm doing now is having to check promises, see what needs a little click, and I click. That is the extent of the downtime gameplay in this game. And oh boy, there is going to be so much downtime game. I'm in 1356. A lot of these clips are going to speed up as we go here because I'm just going to 5-speed through a lot of stuff. A lot of the boring stuff, I'm going to say. Not sure if the game gets a bit better around like the 1500s. We'll see, obviously, with exploration and stuff like that. But now, in the Renaissance, oh my god, it's so brain-numbingly boring after you've done a few games. I am kind of tempted, though, right now to just hit the French Cardinals thing, just so we can move our capital, then pray that I win the schism. And that means I won't have to move my capital back twice. But this 144 stability hit that I'm going to take right there, that's going to hurt a lot. I might go ahead and do one more war before I do it, and I think it's going to be on spaghetti bolognese over here. And this should theoretically be a pretty tough war, apparently. We're slightly weaker than them, and I don't have a parliament, do I, for a little while ago. I mean, I got 20 months. I'll wait 20 months, I'll do my parliament, and then we'll go fight spaghetti bolognese. Tax base is also now re-increasing after the inevitable Black Plague dip, if you can't tell what that is, but this is a good way of telling just if your country is improving, in my opinion. So just hover over the tax base on your balance thing, and it'll tell you whether or not you're doing the right thing for the most part. Oh, time for us to go ahead, hit the old Parliament button. We're just going to pick the thing with the highest support and then get ourselves larger levies and then declare no CB on Bologna. So yeah, they got a couple allies, but they are currently fighting by the looks of things. Their levies are right. Oh my god, I have to go do this. There you go. So they are currently fighting Naples, actually. I'm assuming Naples went in on Sicily. That I think we're going to have this, no problem. Which, yeah, unsurprisingly, I think if you know anything about Paradox games, that's another thing. No matter who you really play in this game, I've found, unless you're playing like a literal OPM, where the game, in my opinion, sure might be a bit more difficult, but not very much more fun, this game's gonna be easy for you. I could be wrong though, you know, later on maybe the AI will get a bit better at a lot of things, but right now it is so easy just to beat them in every regard, especially when it comes down to levies, because of the ask for larger levies button in your parliament, where you just get 50% more levies out of free. It comes out of nowhere, thin air. The fact you have the brain power to do that and plan around that, the AI, it's just another thing it can't compete with. Speaking of which, I wasn't paying attention, put a siege down. I should probably not do this on 5 speed, and Verona went ahead and beat up my little siege army, and they took 91 men out of it. But now they're dead. The AI actually formed up its army a little bit there. I'm going to go stack them with my big old vassal swarm and see who comes out on top. It's me. And then we're going to go beat up this other little army down here. Okay. I reckon this is what we're going to do with the peace conference. So I'm going to take Malta down there. I'm going to puppet Bologna, take these 3 provinces up there. And do I have any? No, I have no money to take. My bad. I don't think I really need any money. I got 5k in the bank right now either way. Now, I'm not too sure if this is a thing or just something that can randomly happen. But I think if you take Malta, you can actually give it to the knights at some point, so maybe I'll get that event. Now here comes the big old question. Do we go ahead and actually hit the funny button, take the massive stab hit so we can move our capital? I'm gonna do it. Oh boy. Minus 84 right there. I don't think we can even hit the move capital button until we have more stability anyway. It's gonna cost 1.3 grand. That's pretty painful, but you know, in the long term it's going to benefit us. Yeah, we are going to have to wait quite a bit though to get that stab up. I am full spending it, and also as soon as I'm done, I guess, integrating these provinces, I'll go back to boosting it through my cabinet as well. But yeah, we're going to go back to playing cookie clicker 5 speed right now until we have that sorted. So if you're wondering if minus 90 stability had any effect on me, the answer is no, because clearly I'm already back up to minus 13. My stability mana is endless. Or if you can't tell, because obviously we're now actually going to go ahead and move our capital over to Rome, I have started integrating a few of these vassals over here just because we will obviously get a little bit more control, especially around this area. After conquering all of northern Italy for the most part, I finally got myself a coalition of Mantua. They've created a coalition against me. Oh, well, my coalition lasted about 2 seconds there. They've immediately just gone ahead and disbanded it. And there you go. After however many years, we finally got our capital over in Rome, which now means the maximum control can go all the way up. Yeah, now that our control is higher over here, that means that we will just make a lot more money now, which is great. And obviously we'll get ourselves a lot more levies and stuff like that when the control keeps going up everywhere. It also means I no longer need this guy permanently stuck on increasing control over here. Oh yeah, I also am now fighting Mantua. A bit of revenge for them calling that coalition against me, and I just noticed my giant vassal horde hunting them down. Okay, so I think now that I've got my capital over here, we've kind of cemented our power. We've kicked even more people out of northern Italy, and there's only a few of the Gillette, the best a man could get, he's left up here, which I think has us on track for winning this anyway. So the HRE was probably just gonna get kicked out, which it looks like it will. By the way, you can tell who's won by the progress over here. I'm ticking up a lot faster than they are. Actually, they're ticking up more than me now. What the hell? But I don't think it's gonna matter. I think we'll probably get there before they will. But anyway, I think it's time we finally go ahead and create our own market, because I'm fed up of being under the yoke of Naples. And there it goes. Schism in the Catholic Church. We've got everyone on our side bar Provence. Yeah, but even with all the other cardinals on my side, France is still just winning. That's great. So we just have to sit here now and take it. Eventually they will win it and we'll move our capital back over to Avignon, which sucks, but it is what it is. Whilst the schism is actually ongoing as well, we don't no longer get ourselves just infinite money from the Catholicism, but it's fine. Our country's built up enough now that I'm still making tons of money. It does mean though, however, I am finally having to put myself tax on the burgers. You know, I think now that we've actually got everyone on our side, other than France, obviously, in the schism, we actually are catching up to them. By the way, the win conditions here are, you know, it's hard to understand the situations in this game. There's not a lot for you to do in them for the most part, but let me just explain it real quick. Here's the Western Schism. I have all the cardinals on my side currently, and we are ticking up support over here. This button isn't even relevant. It just gives us show unity of faith, which if the tooltip will actually, I guess it won't let me show you what that does. Well, never mind, I can't show you there. Can I show you in here? It just gives you a bit of conversion speed, which I don't need that, but yeah, we're gonna tick up, and whoever reaches 100% first will call the first council. You need to call 2 of them to win, and look how slow it ticks up. But yeah, another thing that's super useful for you to get in your tech is the encouraging urbanization cabinet action, because if you're ever sat around like I am, just waiting for pops to promote so you can build more buildings, you can now get one of your cabinet members to actually promote them, and I guarantee you're probably going to be on this majority of the game, especially in your capital. But first, I'm going to wait for this guy to integrate that province, and then I'll switch him over. Oh, I think we won the Giuseppe situation. What the hell was that thing called? If you can't tell, by the way, this game has turned into a full 5-speed watch something on the other monitor game at the moment, as I just integrate all my vassals now and keep clicking with the cookies. I think next time I get a parliament, though, I may go ahead and start fighting Genoa. I think I need to take them down, because I don't know if you remember, I don't know where in the video it was even said, but I did make my own Roman market, and now I want to start taking over Genoa, who took down Venice. Well, I think I'll be calling it for the first day here pretty soon. I've made it to almost 1400, but I am getting very, very tired of playing. You know what, actually, I'm going to go beat up Venice instead of Genoa first. They got quite a few little allies that I still want to eat, and on top of that, we can get Genoa in on it anyway. I completely forgot there was a schism going on in Catholicism. Apparently, we've hit our first council there. That's cool. Now we just have to do the exact same thing all over again and wait for that to tick up. I didn't think I'd be able to just straight up vassalize Venice in this one, but I can, so I will. Yeah, it's a real like Diplo menu I can find that you can really see what I've done so far, but there's my kingdom, I guess. Fiocra kingdom. Oh, there's my wonderful realm. I completely forgot that I have the candidates as well. I looked over there in a while. Hey, but there goes Venice, and I also took Genoa as well in that conference, so we've only got like a little bit here and there to, you know, sweep up. I left a few of these little guys because they're not really worth the, you know, no stab hitting, and also wasting a parliament on. And I am also annexing the old subjects into the realm now. So I went to annex these little provinces here, and that put me at war with quite a few people. Aragon was in it at one point, and you might think, was it difficult? No. Was it interesting? I mean, I guess it might be, but it was... Apparently we're equal in strength. That's going to be pretty good for us. Get ourselves even more land, and we now control Milan. Now, the schism is still ongoing, still nowhere near ending. When we get this next section up to 100%, that'll be the win condition, which it does mean we're not making like any money from the Catholics anymore. We're only getting 32 gold, but doesn't really matter, I guess. Well, we did it. We won the schism. What does that get us? We get 10 prestige because we're the Pope. Just 5 speeding through here. Not really getting up to too much. Just notice though, I can get myself a Casus Belli over here in Byzantium. And I'm feeling kind of fruity. So let's just go do something stupid. I mean, these guys are broken free. So I want to go get Constantinople. I mean, I'm just thinking, considering you kind of eaten all of my friends and family over here in Italy. Now they're all gone. Might as well make some new vassal friends. Oh boys, it's our new bit of content for however long. It's the Italian Wars. So the Italian Wars might be over sooner than you might think, because apparently all we need to do to win is just have greater province amount score than 200. And That's it. We're already up to 164. Oh, hegemons are a thing as well. Apparently, I'm the world naval hegemon. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, scratch that. I'm everything hegemon. Oh, this goddamn game. This goddamn game. I made it back. It's day 2 officially of recording, and I've been greeted to the Hussite event, where apparently Bohemia has got themselves a new form of Christianity. I, however, will cleanse this heresy, and we will get the Hussite Wars, and I think that is going to be one hell of a huge war. I had to do a reload there for some reason. I clicked something, and my game crashed. Now, we have reloaded, though, and I think... we gonna win this? I don't know if I even showed it. I'm gonna be real, I've completely lost track of where I actually am in this recording at this point. But I did already fight a war against Castile and Burgundy and someone else, I think Aragon, and I did win that at some point. So maybe I'll win. I also have like a 12k standing army too now. But I think the big issue I'm going to be facing here is that I'm probably actually... Oh, Austria's in. Yes, okay, so we're going to actually have to go siege down Bohemia. I might just go ignore France. I think I saw England are in this as well on our side. I can't remember if I had an alliance with them. I'm going to be real. I've actually completely forgot everything that I did. Yesterday became a bit of a fever dream, I won't lie, but England's in on this, so maybe we'll have a good chance, but I'm not too sure that AI is going to be able to get across the channel. Our proposal to the fuckers. Who the fuck is the fuckers? I'm not 100% sure why I'm fighting Castile and France over the Hussite religion in Bohemia. But I am. That's my gameplay. Something I've come to very quickly realize is that big wars are a bit of a mess in this. Apparently somewhere I do have allies, so what they are up to and where they are, I have no idea. Let's say I can just peace out right now. Can I just get out and leave? Do I care? What's the war goal here? What's the religious prince is noble becomes a vassal? Okay, it's not that. Wait, so there's not even a point to this? I can force convert Bohemia to Catholicism. Okay. Yeah, but they already are Catholic. I don't think this is working as intended. I guess I'll just peace out. Why am I fighting otherwise? You know what? We'll see if we can siege down Prague and we'll get ourselves some duckies at least out of this. Now, I was wondering what the hell my allies are doing. England's just shat in England with 32k right there because they don't know how to get them on a boat to come help. Oh, I could take 2.8k off the Bohemians. I don't think it's really necessary considering I've got 1.9k in the bank currently. But sure was nice dying with you here today. I made them release a few people too. You got any war reps or something actually I could do? I don't think this situation was how this is supposed to go down though. I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, I'd love to say that was in any way worth it or needed. But I don't think I really needed the money, nor was it very fun. And I also think the whole situation may have been a little bit broken, considering Bohemia wasn't even... They weren't even Hussite, so the whole point of the war was pointless. Tell you what, I do kind of miss our vassal swarm. Was having a lot of fun with that before when they were doing all the hard work. But now that, you know, all my allies are completely unreliable, as they won't come off their damn island... What's the guy to do? Oh, yeah. Also, I just keep flipping into great power and out of great power. So occasionally I have hegemons. Right now I've got 3 hegemons, not even trying. And then, of course, I drop down in GP rank and they just disappear. Because I can't win the Italian league thing because I'd have to go fight 2 Sicilies, which last time I checked, they've got a few allies that I can't be bothered dealing with. Now, I'd love to have a giant hyperwar there, but I was also kind of interested in what happens if I just join their league, get out of my league, it just ends. Excellent! Oh, we had our fun in our small little war. Now we've got to get back to our state-mandated expanding of the scriptorium and the paperworks, which is apparently the one thing I'm always missing. Well, I think if you're scared of border gore in your map games, you really shouldn't look too far into EU5. Well, we've hit the 1500s. I'd love to say a lot happened, nothing really happened for the past 50 years, which is kind of nice, actually. It means I've just been 5-speeding a lot, watching stuff on my other monitor, and occasionally clicking a few cookies here and there. But 1501, here's our nation. We're looking pretty good. I did kick out the Tunisians from Sardinia, but it wasn't really a hard war. They were just already finding Castile and looking pretty weak. And I guess what's up next is colonization. We are actually already doing a little bit of colonization over in here in Africa somewhere. It's not a very intuitive system, but we are making a colony here currently, and we're also doing a little bit of exploration. I do believe Portugal's already found the New World somewhere off here next to the mermaid serpent unicorn, so here's hoping we can also figure that out in the next 100 years. I'll keep you up to date, but until then, we're gonna 5-speed, get clicking a few more cookies, and eventually I might go fight the two Sicilies at some point, but they're just way too powerful for us at the moment with their super alliance. I don't know why either, but they just have so many levies. They've got half the poppers me, but I have half the levies of them. I don't know what the AI cooks up with this stuff, but my control and stuff like that is also getting up there now. You can kind of see where we're always spreading, especially on the coast, which is what I'm focusing on. And on top of that, the old crown power is finally going up as well, which means we get even more stuff. Oh yeah, and of course, money go up. 1510, some fella called Martin Luther has come up with something called Lutheranism. I don't really care at this point though. I've kind of got over that whole Christian tax thing since I'm kind of just making fat stacks as the Pope already. But we'll keep a little eye on the religion mode, see if anything actually happens. But from what I've noticed so far with the Protestant Reformation, not a lot happens, but the situation is ongoing. We'll see if this does end up doing anything. So I was wondering what to do with my old colonization here, and apparently I could just go colonize Russia. So I guess I'll go colonize Russia. I'm also going to use one of my cabinet slots to actually boost this thing up. But yeah, I guess I'm just going to go colonize Russia. Oh, not really sure where to take that any further, but I guess I now own this bit of Russia. I guess also we are discovering whatever this is near the old mermaid serpent. Okay. No way. This guy is called Sinibaldo Pesci. You gotta be kidding me. Well, you know what, bud? We're sending you to the New World. Yeah, go figure out what a Guyana is for me. So, Council of Trent, you get to vote on all the papal laws and stuff like that to try and, you know, quell the Reformation. I tried to put through a reform right here that allowed the clergy to marry people. Now, I was just trying to get my brother, Simbaldo Pesci, a bit of action, alright? But no, everyone's voting no, and I don't know how to make them say yes. Oh, scratch that. I've done a reform to stop the persecution of witchcraft, aka if a woman knows what the alphabet is, we no longer burn her at the stake. Apparently we're all on board with stopping that practice. Oh no, I just got bad news. I think, yep, Simbaldo just died. No! I think I'm half expecting that he may have died from some sort of venereal disease over there. It's day 3 of recording currently, and guess what? We've actually expanded land in the 1500s. It's just not over here in Rome, or also technically Russia. It's in the New World! Yeah, I got a few colonies going already. We got South America having a little fun there. We got Colombia, we got the Caribbean, and we got this one up here. I also did throw down one over in South Africa as well, but I don't know if I'm going to keep expanding down there, I'll be real. I do think I'm the only one here, bar the Portuguese. This is the Portuguese colony in Brazil. So we have a lot of time, I reckon, considering I don't think Europe's too stable, for us to make the most of taking over all of the New World. And over in the New World, we get access to a lot of new stuff, like new cookies to click, like we got cocoa over here, a bit of cocoa, and then we've also got chilies over here. And I'm hoping all of these new resources will actually go ahead and make my pocket full of even more gold, which would be helpful because these colonies are quite expensive to make. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in the need for some books. Oh, that's good. Glad to see Border Gaul was also exported to the New World. We've got something happening here. Never going to believe it. Just as I was falling asleep, I was declared on by Tunis. Oh, let's have a little look. And no, it looks like we are doing completely and utterly fine there. It's quite the casualties, actually. Oh, it's not much, but I'm assuming that certainly might teach you a lesson. Yeah, I wasn't even going to attempt to land down here. Somehow, they actually destroyed all my transports of my navy, which is the most annoying part. So I'm going to rebuild them to get my army off of here. So, I guess at some point, we've just started hiring the natives. You know what? Yeah, sure. You're going to be in my cabinet. Welcome in. I decided to bite the bullet. I finally declared war on two Sicilies, and I've come to the very saddening realization they were never anywhere near my strength. Oh, it sure as hell ain't gonna look too pretty, but I guess it's a start of a future endeavor here. I'm genuinely interested to see if there's actually been really any noticeable difference in the map for the past 100 years, because now I'm realizing it. I don't think much has moved. Just check my current gameplay hours, by the way. We're up to 62.3, maybe 8 hours right now. So, yep. I won out. We are in 1659, though. The game is getting slower and slower to run, unsurprisingly. Just finished off another war with two Sicilies there. I guess I'm just going to chip away at them for the rest of eternity here. And I don't know if you can tell. I don't think half of this is really necessary at the top. We do have some situations going on, though, that I guess are kind of interesting for us in our current form. We still have the Reformation and stuff. That's not changed. Nothing has been dealt with because the world religion situation hasn't ended. Yeah. Both the Protestant and Catholic League are too scared to actually have a war in the War of Religions. So they're just looking at each other menacingly. But, you know, also them refusing to fight is also meaning the Reformation is just not going away. I think, yeah, it needs to not be active. Or it just has to be over the year 1700, which is probably how it's going to end, which is just great. Oh, yeah, we also have the Columbian Exchange. It means we can bring some New World goods over to the Old World. I have already started spreading a few of them over here. I think the best ones we can actually do are potatoes for food, which we don't even need right now, technically, because there's always an abundance of food, even though we're in the Little Ice Age. Apparently, you know, people should be starving, but it's looking pretty great to me. And another good one is chilies. We've brought over a whole bunch of chilies already in some of my big provinces, and that is making us a whole bunch of money. Essentially, what it does is you just find like a good province that maybe doesn't have the best RGO or something you don't need more of, and then you can just replace it with said New World good. So, you know, Venice had fish, replace that with some chili, and that's just making 5 times the amount that it would have made, which is also why I'm just making ungodly amounts of money now too, which, yep, I don't really need to look up there anymore. No idea how this happened, and you just missed it, technically, but I got called into a war with Hungary, and somehow my vassal was on the other side of it. Wait, can I show you the truce? That's probably there, right? Oh, sorry, I have to go through 50 menus now to find the country panel. There you go. There you go, look at that. They can truce with the Babel States. And then as soon as they've peaced out, they're now my vassal again. So, win-win? And I guess I'll just go ahead and yoink a whole bunch of stuff over here, make myself a new little vassal. Best part is as well, you know what, I'm just gonna throw a native in control of it. You look like you would be good for the job. I don't know why the natives just all get in your cabinet, or why they're here in general, but sure. You know what? You guys, you're all in control of Bulgaria. There we go. There's the great Balkanization of Bulgaria there. We've got we've got the boys. You know, the Ottomans haven't done anything in a long time as well. I always keep forgetting I've got these guys as a puppet. I guess I've also got the Byzantian as a puppet as well, even if they're a little rebellious here and there. I'm going to go fight the Ottomans. Oh, what are we looking at? We got 18 for... Oh, I can't even declare war, can I? Because my Lutheran zealots are about to pop. Okay, well, wait, and then I'm going to go declare on the Ottomans. Why are the Ottomans? Shall I like someone called Nobles? Oh, don't care to find out. I'll tell you something, you certainly take quite a bit of land later in the game. I'm going to be taking a lot of land too. God, look at the aggressive expansion. It might do this. Oh, it's completely fine too. It's just going to be on the Ottomans. The Egyptians will be a bit upset too, but I reckon we'll be fine. And there you go. Oh yeah, Hungary. Hungary got a bunch of that as well. Actually, I forgot they were occupying stuff. Oh yeah, and of course, I am not holding any of this land. We are going to go ahead and release that into subjects immediately. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, 100% yes, every single one of these vassals will be having a native lord. Man, isn't it absolutely horrendous to look at? Well, since we've raised a bit of a stink over in Europe here, I'm going to go ahead and take my attention back to the New World, because I have noticed America has broken free. And that's right, it's not George Washington that did it. It's Philip of Cusa. Doing the annual slap two Sicilies around quest here. We've just hit the 1700s. Didn't even realize I was so focused on sieging down Albania. And I actually have something a little bit funny here. If you actually go look at the two Sicilies, you go look at their pop, you can just see what I've done to them. Like, you look at their tax base. And even though I've got them, sieged down here, I've only got 27% war score because of all their subjects. I don't think we're actually going to get these guys annexed by the end of the game. Oh yeah, also world map update. Has anything changed? Yeah, I tell you something that's definitely changed. Bohemia in the middle of England now. That's cool. Oh yeah, also the game is chugging now. Before, when I was running on 5 speed, the day would actually tick over immediately, but now you can actually see we're still getting a few of those hourly ticks in there, and the lag is... Oh, it just froze right there. Yeah, it's pretty bad, which I'd love to say is pretty surprising considering the AI just turned itself off like 200 years ago, but I'm assuming they're probably building. We could probably hover over like Bohemia, see what their tax base is doing. There you go, look, they're still going up, so I'm assuming that AI is just lagging my game down by just constantly... I don't know what happened to France. Okay, two Sicilies. No, we're not going to have a white peace here. You are most certainly not in white peace scenario. Okay, been another day here. I think we're on day 5. I can't remember if I said it out loud, but I think I said I'm up to 50. I started on 51 hours before, and we had been going for 14 hours. No, I started on 41 hours. And I'm currently up to 67 hours on this save, which means we are way over 24 hours in this same save. And oh boy, that's been on 5 speed pretty much the entire time since like the 1400s. Now, I would love to say it's all worth it and that it's for something, but the game is almost unplayable in this state currently. It is so laggy, so stuttery. Look, there you go. I just froze right there for a second. It's bad. And I don't know if you can tell at this point as well, money's just... I haven't thought about money in a long time. I'd love to, do something wild and conquesty, but... Oh, my God. Hold on a second. I'd love to, do a little bit of conquest, potentially, or something wild, but the game is so unstably laggy. It's a bit difficult. Oh, I did switch on to 3D maps, by the way, just so you can see, because these cities do expand on the map, the actual graphic, and look at the never-ending sprawl of my cities all along the coast, almost connected all the way up to Genoa. Also, I don't know if this is true. I haven't looked into it too much, but apparently some people in the BoBG were saying that estates actually just print money into the game. So obviously, there's a world economy, but allegedly, correct me if I'm wrong, if you actually hover over one of your estates, you'll notice that their income, 1100, and their monthly expenses are way more than their income, which means this game's economy It's not much of an economy. Because if you don't know, you actually take your loans and stuff for the most part off your estates. And if your estates and your people in turn like that can just print money, that means there's just never-ending supply of things they can buy, which might explain quite a bit on why everything feels so pointless. Okay, for some reason, I'm in a colony war because I own Australia. They're fighting the Scottish Australia. And why exactly is the zone of control re-sieging down this island? Because from Orkney. I guess they're just shouting really loud across the sea, but apparently that's enough. There's another war down. Had to bring my entire, well, one of my entire armies over here, and I ain't too sure how we're gonna get them back. Oh yeah, also, no Australia. I've got the much better sounding name of Kalip. These Anatolian guys I own aren't really providing much for me, so I'm going to just go ahead and start cancelling my vassal status on all of them and just see who comes out on top. A little battle royale, I guess. Can't tell from the bank account right now. I've kind of found out how to print infinite money. Lacquerware... it just makes money, like too much money that I'm pretty sure this isn't right. We're in 1747, got this new situation, really cool thing where all your vassals just randomly declare independence, even with no liberty desire. It's going really well. So they'll just pop out, and then I have to go bring an army all the way over to Alaska to deal with my rebellious vassal. Oh, I'm also number 2 GP now because of the Great Lacquerware bubble, and I have every hegemon. Why am I still playing? Literally, just pesos goes out. The guy's on the other side. Oh, I might just grant him independence. Wait, I can just white peace him, and they'll still be my colony. 10 out of 10 game. Okay, another one's declared. Let's try my little strat here. I'm just going to go over here, offer tribute, and... they're still my colony. Perfect. I'm not kidding. It's just one after another. As soon as I piece one out, the next one comes in. I'm losing my mind. I'm genuinely losing my mind. Wait, these guys don't want peace. I'm gonna have to fight them. Oh, and by the way, if you think I'm no capping on the Liberty Desire, here's the Liberty Desire right here. I'm just gonna scroll through all of my guys. None of them have it. Bomb the Miami, who I just pieced out. Oh, wait, never mind. Here you go. They want peace now. Don't know why they didn't want it before. Who's next? Oh, shucks, they've immediately realized they actually love the Pope. No one playtested this, of course. No one has been as far in the game as me. So how could this be playtested? Why would it be playtested? Who would playtest it? There's another one! This genuinely might be the end for my brain cells if this just keeps repeating, because this situation doesn't go away. There are no end requirements. It will just keep coming back. I've done the grant representation to the colonial subjects, by the way. Doesn't do anything, they still declare. That's great news. During this absolutely mind-numbing experience of endless declaration sounds, I've got number 1 GP. Amazing. I'm losing my mind. What I want to know is, after we actually go ahead, peace them out once, and then I'm assuming we have a truce that will come back round, are they just going to redeclare again? So I think my game is kind of like unofficially brick. Yep, they just keep redeclaring. I think I'm done. Oh, you know, I think we're definitely done though here. I've really played out a little bit longer, and yep. Oh, would you look at that? They just want to insta-white peace. What a time to be alive! I mean, I would keep going, and I could just bite the bullet and let all of my, vassals go and be done. But we're less than 100 years left in the game at this point. The map hasn't moved since the 1500s. I actually got a screenshot of what the map looked like, and then in the 1500s, you can just go back in the video, I guess, and then what it looks like right now. And nothing has changed. And I'm number 1 GP. I'm printing endless money, and I'm so done. I don't want to play the game anymore. I stopped. Well, I can't even say I had fun. I guess the start was kind of fun. We did our little vassal swarm and stuff like that. But after the 1500s, oh boy, does this game just go down a cliff. I mean, I guess it's probably just... I shouldn't have paused. I mean, I guess it's just because I highly doubt a lot of people are ever going to see the late game of EU5. A lot of situations obviously just don't work. And the whole economy thing just becomes kind of pointless in a lot of ways. And I think if you have made it this far in the game, you're playing any, I guess, medium to large nation, you've probably, there's no one to compete with you at this point, unsurprisingly. Now, I definitely feel like I've had my fill of EU5 for a very, very long time. This has been one hell of an excruciating few hours, actually not few hours, days of my life. The finishing time was 70.8 hours for this entire campaign. I think we started around like 41 or something, which means we've been playing this single game for 30 hours of my life that I will never get back. And honestly, my thoughts for the game are still exactly the same, maybe even less, now that I've gone past the part of the game where there's supposedly more to do, and realized that there's actually there's nothing fun to do. That don't ever go here. But EU5, it is a game. It's out there. Some people think it's the bee's knees, best game they've ever played, and I'm sure some people don't think that. I am definitely somewhere in between. I don't think the game is the perfect game by any means of the imagination. And I think this specific game that I've played till 1753 definitely pushed me over to the way more negative side of this. I was way more in the middle, about a 6 out of 10 in my opinion for this game, which, probably some people are like, oh, that's the worst thing ever. No, it's a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad game. It's not a meh game. Would I play it again? Here and there. But if this is, the culmination of all the hours you pour into the game, and this is what you get rewarded with, I'm good. I don't want to play this. I don't want to have to, have every campaign end up like this, where the AI has done nothing, they don't compete with you, the situations are broken, the economy means nothing. It's just not fun to me. I think they've probably, gotten away with a lot of the broken stuff in the game by simply hoping that, nobody's really going to play, because it's taken me 30 hours to get to 1753 that late in the game for the most part. The critiques are probably going to be pretty damn small. But yeah, I'm done. I'm over it. This campaign has been something. I hope you've enjoyed it in some way or another, but I don't recommend doing what I've done. But that is our Papal States game. We didn't really, I guess we did map paint. I own like half the New World. It's not really clear that I own it, but yeah, I own all of this here. I own that. I own this. I own this big blob. I own all of Australia and New Zealand. And I have, I've got all the hegemons now bar the Diplo one. I've got the economy of the world's desire. I think, yep, I've got the world's best economy right there by a fair amount, actually. I'm surprised the Castile is number 2 there. I guess if you're ever struggling for money late game, just go ahead, build some lacquerware and import some chilies, because the AI will not do it. I am the only producer of chili, and I'm the only producer of lacquerware. Hence my huge monopoly on it. I mean, look, I built it even in my puppets and stuff, so there's no one else in the world who is making this damn thing, which is, I'm assuming, why I have the monopoly on it, but also why this is just done a lot from a tech. But yeah, just build that. You'll be fine. You'll have endless money, and I guess if you have brain cells towards the end of your campaign, you could probably bother to do a lot more than I did. You could easily conquer most of the world, I imagine. Not the New World, though, because they will just keep endlessly declaring independence and white piecing out. I don't have a special war goal on them, unless if you actually no, that doesn't work, because I did piece out these guys up here, and they still redeclared on me, even though I beat them. So what's the point of this? But yeah, maybe just let all your colonies go and then have that all be for nothing. But I don't know. I'm done with the game. I hope you found some enjoyment of actually seeing a game be played all the way to the end, quote unquote, end game. We didn't get to the 1800s because I physically can't, but I think now you're probably going to understand why the majority of EU5 videos you see will always end around like the 1400s, maybe the 1500s, because one, it takes forever to get there. 2, there's nothing past there worth playing. But if you're enjoying EU5, I'm glad you are. And tell me if, you know, what am I doing horrendously wrong here for my enjoyment, because it is just not clicking with me. Anything at all. The more I play it, the more I hate this game. But to be fair, I did just lock myself 30 hours playing the same game over the course of like 5 days. So potentially that may have driven me a little crazy. But leave your thoughts down below, and I'm going to catch you all. I don't know if it's going to be EU5 or when we're going to come back to EU5, but I'll catch you all at some point.